Traveling to Nepal. Initiating match.
That was loud. Leo, turn it down. Does this good volume? Oh, that's loud. That's the game volume. Try just turning both down. Huh?
Round 1. Capture the objective.
Alright. Is that a little bit better volume for everybody? Okay.
You should be at peak performance level.
That'll do fine.
Alright, sorry for the delay, guys. Trying to get volume going through here. This one's going to be Baraboo versus Merrill. Baraboo is in red and Merrill is the blue team. Fighting over in Nepal, King of the Hill map. Baraboo's off to an early lead, but Merrill's Doomfist is going to pick him off. It's a huge start to the fight for them. A real ultimate's coming through. Doomfist causing havoc. Easy well for him to punch into. Oh, nice turnaround on the Doomfist. See what he can do here. And it looks like Baraboo's going to be able to hold the point fairly easily. Just a bit of staggering contest coming in. Doomfist still being a nuisance. Can't quite kill him. And we'll see if the Hammond ult's going to get popped in combination with that Doomfist. Manages to pick off the Lucio. That's pretty huge, but there is the Blizzard. It hasn't even been popped yet. There it goes. It's going to go through. Apparently volume up. Turn up. Slightly. The mic. Alright, yeah, that's short. We're actually going to see the soldier come out from Baraboo's side, which is pretty rare in this current meta. Lucio's going to save himself just barely with the wall ride, see if he can recover it. And he's back up on the point. He's got that sound barrier ready. Let's see if Merrill can use it. He's going to pop it, keep his team alive, saves that Reaper's life with it. And it looks like Merrill's going to be able to try and turn things around. Lucio's just being an overall nuisance. They're getting picked off. Manages to take out the Reinhardt in retaliation, but just the contest coming through from Baraboo. They don't want to let this control point go, and it's still duking it out. And it looks like Baraboo's going to be able to hold it.
They bring that back in onto the other side, and round 1 is complete. And Baraboo High School is going to take the first match.
Yeah, solid pickup for them, moving on to the second point on Nepal. See if they're able to do the same. I didn't get to see a whole lot of the soldiers, see how it worked out for them. They are running Sigma, we haven't seen a ton of this tournament yet. Was previously super dominant, maybe not as much so now that the barriers have been nerfed on him, but we'll see if Baraboo can make it work. Looks like Merrill's going to elect to stick with the Doomfist in May. Pretty solid combo overall. Just caused a lot of disruption on that very small control point.
Small control point for sure. Right here and right now. Now the attack is open, and it'll be about 20 seconds before the control point starts out, and we really get into the meat of this round here. We'll go for the same objective in control. Oh, we're fighting over one objective, and they are already popping off.
Tracer's already in the back line causing havoc as a Tracer does, trying to just disrupt the overall push towards the objective. And Baraboo's Tracer Empire is going to manage to pick up the Doomfist. A couple other pickups here. They're fighting over the point, but that's already several people down. They should be able to press this advantage, and it's going to get the Reinhardt too. Blinks back to safety, doing everything here. That should be the pickup for Merrill. Or for Baraboo, rather.
Who's going to take the objective, and now they're going to start it. And now they're going to be on the defense here to try to keep control of this, as they are already up one here, and that's going to be trouble here. Here comes Merrill trying to. Oh, he almost sniped him out.
Presses the rewind button, gets out of that punch there. You see these DPS job is just to cause havoc in the backlines, try and prevent any meaningful semblance of an organized push to come through. And you're not going to be able to make it happen, just too much damage coming through. McCree's going to be able to pick it off, Hammond's going to take out the Batiste, and it looks like Merrill's push onto the point is going to be halted.
They're trying to push onto the point right now. They're trying to get some type of composition working right now, because it has not been working too much so far, and see how they're going to be able to do it. What? There you go. Let's take it out, moving down. The ultimate being used for Baraboo, and they are now the points being contested. Taking out 4. Oh, using the ultimate. And now Merrill finally gets one back, but Baraboo's going to take another one, and Baraboo's going to keep control of this, and they have a huge advantage here, and they're going to try to move down and win map 1 and take this 1-0 lead.
McCree's going to try and pick off that Tracer, but the Hammond comes to the defense, able to stave off that aggression there. We'll see if Merrill's able to do anything. They're getting picked up, but they do have several ultimates. Earth Shatter being popped. Going to get a pickup off of that as well. The Lucio with Sound Barrier is down, not going to be able to assist Baraboo in trying to maintain possession of this control point. They slowly make their way on. Ryan's going to get taken out by that Sigma. Just back and forth trades coming through. We'll see if Merrill's able to do anything. Death Blossom's not even going to get a single person, but they are going to get the kills. See if they're able to reclaim possession of this point.
They're going to be able to do so for the first time in this map, and they're going to finally start. And they got them right where they want them. In a good position there to try to get something going, and try to bring this match, at least get some type of momentum. And if not, if they can't win this in this map, maybe get momentum, maybe get some confidence. Because right now they are definitely doing so here.
Absolutely, and just picking up that point even in overtime is definitely going to help them do that. Nice pickup from the Soldier, and then the Reaper as well, preventing Baraboo from mounting a successful re-offense to take this point back. Tracer's going to barely survive at 10 HP, still causing damage. Finally going to get it taken out. And it looks like Merrill's still got a solid hold with Baraboo dancing around the outskirts of the point.
Trying to get that going. They're moving it around. They got that control, and they're now bringing that back. It's a big momentum shift into the favor of Merrill High School if they continue to move it down. Even if they don't end up winning, it's still big confidence to be able to come back from a huge deficit and bring it into something that's a little bit more manageable.
Absolutely, and they're going to feel pretty proud of it regardless, because they've already got 60% on there. Looks like Sigma's going to have his Gravitic Flux, but Soldier's going to have the aimbot on the other side. Not going to fuse it just yet. Coalescence is being popped. There's the aimbot coming through. That should be able to shred the Mercy, and not quite going to be able to get the Hog for good measure. Sound Barrier's being popped to keep him alive. It's finally going to go down as Merrill tries to defend their hold on here.
There's nothing he can do really on his own there. He's got to retreat back, and he is taken out before he has that chance to retreat. And now there's a real chance that Merrill is going to come back from the brink to win this to win this round and make it, bring it to round 3.
Absolutely. You have a couple of ultimates on the side of Baraboo, but they're so hard to get any openings found with them. Not even going to find a single pick with the Deadeye, but they are finding picks with the Reaper. Looks like they're going to clear out the point of Merrill. See if this Tracer can stay annoying enough to contest it. Probably not against the whole team. Going to actually get taken out by the Hammond of all things.
They're not going to get it, but huge props to Merrill for bringing it back all the way and giving themselves a chance to win this one. Baraboo won, but Merrill has the momentum going into the second match.
Absolutely. Well played to both teams. Looks like Baraboo was able to steal it out in the end.
Of the game.
They definitely did, but if you're Baraboo, you're happy that you won, but you're a little bit concerned with that. It doesn't feel like a win. It sounds like it feels a little bit more like a loss because they almost gave up everything when they had them pretty much defeated.
Yeah, it's almost more like a sense of relief than it really is a crushing victory. But we'll see how the teams are able to come back from both sides of that on the next map.
This sense of relief right there to be able to get to do something here as we're going to move into the second map between Merrill High School and Baraboo. Baraboo's got that win. Merrill definitely has the momentum, and we're going to see how we move into round number 2. As they move into the second round. This will be take the objective, and then this will be a hybrid match. You take the objective A, and then you move the payload down to the end. There are 2 payload spots. You get halfway, you get that second point, and then you get all the way down for the third point, and the 3 points max for this round for each team.
And every objective that gets taken will add time onto the clock that the offense has to try and take further objectives in that. And then we'll see what they're able to make use of that. But that first objective is to take that control point to even get access to that payload, which can be difficult, especially on the maps such as Kings Row.
It could be a big objective if they can get that to work. As we move into Kings Row, we see that the attack has done very well on this map, especially in our last match between Bigfoot and the Real School, and they really pushed that attack. Both teams getting the 3 points right away. As we see a disconnect right now that is happening, we might have to remake the server. A couple players from Baraboo just dropped out.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on here.
We're going to see what's going on.
Oh, they have to switch roles around. So now with Overwatch implementing role queue, they're limited in their selection of certain types of heroes that they're able to play.
All right, so it looks like that Baraboo's going to make a swap in players. We're going to have to see how their subs are able to mesh into the rest of the starting lineup. And it's good to see more players being able to play at the state championship. You want that roster to feel the same experience as everyone, as the starters, and the reserves getting to play is a big deal, especially for the continuity of the team.
Yeah, especially, and just the confidence to be able to come in after you've already taken the first map and be able to swap those players out and have the confidence to do just as well in the second one really shows great teamwork all around.
Yeah. There's a dad joke you just saw there. There. Good dad jokes all the time.
Well, it looks like players are loading back in, just missing one, and then we'll get underway here.
It's good to see the players having a good time. Just have fun. They're here to compete, but they're also here to have fun here, and they are doing just that. And they're going to bring in their last player for Baraboo, and then we're going to get started with this hybrid match. And what do you see for a composition or what you use for hybrid, especially on Kings Row? Is there certain champions that are kind of overpowered or certain champions that are picked quite often?
I think we've saw how good Symmetra can be on the offense, at least for taking this first point. You can just instantly bypass that natural choke point, get up on the high ground on that statue or on the building ledges behind it, and then you can very easily press an advantage and force the defenders off the point.
Be able to force those defenders off as we're moving into assemble the heroes for each team. as we pick our champions, and then we will move into the assault. There'll be one objective first. It's the alpha objective. You just have to take the objective, and then the payload will spawn in, and then you got to get it to 2 points to get your final 2 points to score. There are 3 points possible for each team. If we tie, we will go to an overtime round.
And we are actually going to see an Ashe on the defense, which is fairly rare. Getting a little bit of that sniper role on the team. You've got the Reaper for the up close and the Ashe for the far away damage. Maybe going to be able to deal with that Bastion that could be coming out from the offense. We do see the Symmetra though. I'm guessing we're going to see a teleporter pop up on that statue and just send that Bastion into position.
We're going to have to see how that works out then. We just have to bring that in as we are about to get started for map number 2, Baraboo High School and Merrill. And it's going to be Baraboo on the attack first in the red. Merrill is in the blue.
Defend objective
Looks like Baraboo is going to elect to have a Mercy as well. Going to boost the damage on that Bastion in addition to healing on it. Here we see the Ashe focus fire on the Bastion. Beautiful anticipation. They're able to counter that strategy from Merrill. Great awareness of what their tendencies are and what they plan to do.
Why not use that strategy to try to push in. They got a couple here already, and they're going to be ready to contest this. They're pushing in a couple kills here for Baraboo. They got another, and they are pushing quickly, and they're going to get the objective right away, and they're going to have lots of time to push that payload down.
Yeah, despite the initial defense coming in from Merrill's side, Baraboo just perseveres and just one by one takes them out. Just grabbing the objective, and they should have access to that payload.
They should, and they got 5.5 minutes to push this down. They got lots of time, and usually when you got this much time, you got extra time to take your time and push it down, and you can make a couple of mistakes when you have that extra time, compared to if you had like 4 minutes or 3 minutes where you can't make those mistakes because you already made them at the start, and it's good that they didn't make those mistakes while taking the objective.
And they're opting to swap to this Soldier. Fulfills fairly the same role as a Bastion, a little bit less focus damage, but a lot more mobility, able to survive this high focus fire coming out from the Ashe. But Sigma is very far up. He's going to get picked off as Baraboo finds several kills. Merrill's only returning with the one.
He's too far up. His teammates aren't there. He's taken out, and Baraboo is really pushing this quickly to begin in this match, and they are in trouble. Oh, well, here to start off, they might get the second point real quick and have lots of time on that final objective to bring it to the end. And
which
that
is
not a good sign if you're on Merrill, because you'll need a strong attack to try to match that.
Absolutely. We see though that Baraboo has the Gravitic Flux on the Sigma. They should be able to use it to secure this last point. Actually gonna pop it and get a single person with it. It doesn't even die because of the sound barrier. And it looks like Merrill's gonna successfully remount a defense on that, popping multiple ultimates, but clearing out Baraboo and staving off that capture of the second point. Excellent use of the utility there, and a great stop.
Yeah, they used those couple of ultimates, but they used them up, and now they don't have them available for another defense. And with so much time and 3 ultimates here, the third one's about to come up, and it has a 4th one on its way for Baraboo. They might have a much tougher time on this next defense.
Absolutely, you're gonna have so much condensed damage if we can get a good Graviton surge by this Zarya, with really only a Shatter to prevent it from happening on the side of Merrill. We'll see what they're able to do on this defense. Looks like Coalesce is gonna be popped, but the Reaper is still gonna get that Moira out of the equation as both teams slowly advancing. But Baraboo's getting the picks, being returned by the Reaper. Both teams trading back and forth with the ultimates. Nothing really being gained by either side, which will benefit the defense with those shorter respawns.
And they are pushing their way, and Merrill's going to have to retreat back unless they can push in quickly, and they are moving down. And looks like that Merrill's going to make their next defense. Oh, they got one. They stuck one in. They're going to make this a little bit more difficult. But payload is going to continue to move, and they're probably going to get they're going to have a lot of time to get this one, and they got 4 minutes, and it's to push this down to the final objective, and they got lots of time to be able to do this.
Absolutely, you can just sit back, slowly build up ult charge, and try and win one successful team fight. Try and take that final objective.
Yeah, take that final objective. You need a defense to work out well. You're gonna have those ultimates ready to go. You're gonna have a full team with full health, and they are already pushing onto it, and they're gonna use those up quickly, knocking a 3 out, and it's gonna be about a 4th and a 5th. They are quickly moving down, and Merrill is scrambling on their defense.
Yeah, Baraboo absolutely tearing through the defense. No ults even required. Going to slowly march this payload up, but there is such a short respawn distance for that defense. They can continuously contest the cart. We'll see if Baraboo's able to stave off that respawn wave from them.
They might use these ultimates to knock them out. They got 3 minutes to move at 63 meters. And the Merrill's got a couple. They're fighting back, and they got something going here. But they got a long ways to go. They got lots of time left. Have to push this down, and Baraboo's gonna regroup and try to make another push. They got probably 2 or 3 more pushes in them.
Absolutely, but they do have 4 ultimates up. Looks like they're going to elect to swap to the D.Va. I believe that's the first time we've seen a D.Va today in any of the matches. Can be fairly effective on this final point. You can just throw an ult through that tiny gap and potentially wipe a team if they're caught unawares.
That's what they're going to try to do here, and they're going to use up their ultimates to try to make this last push. They got 3. They're going to take down 4.
And not even the Hanzo Dragon can stop it from happening. That should be Baraboo taking the final point. They're going to do entire progress on their offense.
And they have got it. They are going. Oh, they're still contesting it. They're still going. That short respawn distance gives them a lot of opportunity to try to defend, but they are absolutely scattered as soon as they get there. And there's going to be another couple taken out. Merrill trying to do anything to try to run this clock out.
A mere 1.81 meters to go on that card.
Meters. For you guys, that's less than 6 feet away from getting that 3rd point and finishing the round.
You can see how annoying those respawns coming in. They keep getting the picks, but it doesn't matter. Reinhardt gets a successful charge and a nice Earth Shatter. No one's there to follow up on it though, and they're all taken out, and Baraboo will close it out.
And that closeout there will give them the 3 points. And we're going to move into the second half. Let's see how Merrill is going to replicate what Baraboo did on the offense.
Yeah, I think they have a decent chance to, even though they managed to take it all the way, it was fairly slowly. They had a lot of time, and they used up a lot of time. So we'll see if Merrill is able to replicate those results, but faster.
You're going to need to replicate those faster, because they need to be able to do so. If they waste time, especially on the alpha objective, they're going to have less time to push down the payload, which means Baraboo's going to have more time to be able to put together a cohesive defense, especially on that midway point in the payload. And if that happens, they might be able to stop them to 1 or maybe 2 if Merrill is able to push it down. But
looks like we're going to be treated to a bit of Genji on the side of Merrill.
Push.
The Genji pick intrigues me, and I hope we get to see it and they don't swap off before this offense starts. You can always see a good Genji and see the havoc that they can cause. Very difficult hero to play. And then we have the Bastion on the side of the defense for Baraboo this time. Looks like there's going to be a full dive comp coming in from Merrill this time around. We'll see how it pays off.
We're going to see how that play pays up for them. What kind of composition do we got for the teams? Do we got like a standard composition to see, or are they trying to make some interesting plays?
I think the dive comp is a little bit off meta, a little bit unique so far from what we've seen. We'll see if the Winston's able to get anything done. Is hard countered by the Bastion, so we'll see if he's able to survive that endless spray of bullets coming in from the robot turret on the defense. But then again, there is the Genji to counter the Bastion, so it's like a game of chess in addition to trying to shoot things.
Let's see how that counter works out there as they are making the contest already. They're making a good push here, but they got one knocked out already, and they are not doing well on this attack. They are low on health here. Oh dear, now they're healing back, making a little bit more of a heal back up, and it's working out for them to try to get something working. Here, they got the defense, and it's pretty stout right here.
Yeah, it looks like Merrill's going to actually bring out the Hanzo in addition to the Genji, so they're just going all out Bastion and counter, try and break that ironclad just wall of defense that they have. Bastion's going to go into tank mode though and make short work of what's left of the attackers. Looks like they got to regroup. They are going to have Dragon Blade up soon. Dragon Arrow or Dragon Strike rather, as well pretty soon for the Hanzo. Just hits a couple more arrows, and we'll see what they're able to do with those offensive ultimates.
Yeah, they're gonna have to put together the defense. They're gonna try to move, make something different, but right now they are losing a lot of time on this alpha objective, which means they're gonna have less time with the payload, which means that they're gonna have to make a smart and efficient plays to be able to move that payload quickly, because right now they're not getting that payload spawned yet because they can't secure that objective.
Absolutely, and that's the kind of high-risk decision you make when you choose to have such slow building ultimates, such as a Genji. It can single-handedly turn a fight, but there's a lot of pressure on that Genji to perform and get some nice kills with the Dragon Blade. Looks like they're all going to hold ult, trying to group up for one single team fight. This is an important one. They have 3-4 ultimates up.
They're going to use them up. Both teams going to go in. Let's see how this plays out here. Baraboo's going to get one. They're going to trade back. Baraboo's got a second. Blood Wolf going off. There's 3 there for Empire on a triple kill with the ultimate. And that is a huge play. But right now, they're going back and forth. The rest of his team unable to support him, and they cannot get that objective. And it's a big win for Baraboo on that team fight.
Absolutely, Empire single-handedly turning that fight around. That Dragon Strike got 2 picks on that arrow, but he comes in there and throws a pulse bomb, getting a triple with it. That just instantly shuts down any semblance of a push, and now Merrill is in real trouble. They're running out of time.
And they're running out of time now. They will have about 3 minutes on that first half of the payload if they can get this right away. They might have less than that. And
it's so frustrating to try and go against this WIHSEA Bastion. There's just so much spam coming through, and they sit behind the barriers. It's very difficult to actually get at them and deal damage. The Hog is managing to push through though. Bastion's going to go into tank form, and once again, Baraboo is just going to shut down the push from Merrill. Not even close to the point. Bastion says sit down and puts them in the ground. Looks like they have one more push from Merrill's side.
I'm not sure if Merrill is going to be able to get through this without having a team chat, as right now they are in danger of getting skunked. And that is a huge demoralizing blow, especially when you're already down 1-0.
Yeah, and especially you have the back of your mind that Baraboo got all 3 objectives on this offense that they put up. So it looks like Merrill's at least made it onto the point this time. Still a lot of kills coming through. Trading a few back though. They might be able to take this just with the respawn advantage. Depends if Doomfist can get anything done.
They have the contest. As we move into overtime, they will have just 2 minutes if they are able to pull this out. If not, then they're going to be 2-0 down in this series. And right now, they got it.
Big meteor strike coming up. A lot of damage on that. Moira should be able to take him. But no, not quite. The healing just a little bit too much. But the rest of Merrill has trickled in on the point. And it looks like Baraboo is going to have to give this up. Oh,
they don't want to get this up. They're going to continue fighting here. And that is not a good play here. And Merrill looks like they're going to survive for now, but we're still contested, making a couple kills right there. Baraboo is getting knocked out. Merrill survives, and they will fight to live another day here in map number 2.
Just barely taking that first point, and you can see how deadly it is to try and stagger in on the defense like that, burning a lot of ults. Could potentially give Merrill a chance to at least take a quick second point. They absolutely need it. They only have 2 minutes to try and make this push. We'll see if they're able to pull it off.
We'll see if they are able to pull this off, and if they can pull this off, huge confidence if they can get this, especially if they can get this all the way to the end. They'll be ecstatic They could win it, and they could still win this. They have a shot.
Absolutely, and they have the ult advantage currently, even going to pop a couple of them. WIHSEA going to hold on to the supercharger, doesn't need it just yet. Death Blossom's not going to find anything. Kills going through on the way of both teams. No one real gaining an advantage yet, but it looks like Baraboo's going to slowly edge it out, keeping that push staved off, which is unfortunate for Merrill. Have used all of their ultimates in that fight.
And they're going to slowly edge this out as they got this stuck here. This is trouble here for Merrill, especially when you don't have that time. You made a lot of mistakes, but you learn from those mistakes when you got that objective. Let's see if they could do that again.
Doomfist just harassing the Bastion. No amount of healing can solve that. Getting punched into a wall, causing even more havoc. Gets the ultimate, comes in behind the supercharged lines, and is going to pick off the Junkrat. That's the opening that Merrill needs. Let's see if they can turn it into a one-team fight. But no, Baraboo's getting the picks back. There's nothing able to be done. Can't even touch the supercharger from the WIHSEA, and Baraboo's able to stave off that play.
That is a huge defense right there that they are able to get, as they're going to be able to regroup while Merrill is moving down. And now they're not going to have a lot of time. Not only they are not going to have that time, Baraboo has all 6 players ready to go, and they've got ultimates ready to be fired. They got 2 ready, and now they're gonna have 1 more coming very soon, and they're gonna have a 4th coming as well. And Merrill's gonna have to be able to get through and persevere despite that. And there's the stun. What a play there.
I can't believe not quite gonna get them a revive off, but man, what an Earth Shatter, and what a response to the Earth Shatter from Baraboo, just not allowing anything to happen, putting up a solid wall for the defense, and just telling Merrill, no, looks like Baraboo will take the map.
They put up a solid brawl right there, and they got it. They're up 2-0. They got the momentum, and they're ready to roll into the Division 2 finals, but they got 1 more match to go. They got to keep their heads in the game right now.
Absolutely. We
We
see
saw
a bit of a Bastion play of the game. A little bit of insult to injury.
We saw that in Division 3.
My buddy Tyler here is going to have to leave in just a minute, so he wanted to make sure that he gives away the Blood Center signed Team Liquid jerseys, and he's giving away both of them. So our winners, we randomly drew some numbers. We have Aaron Arndt from Bayport High School winning the League of Legends signed Team Liquid jersey. And we have Dominic May from Arrowhead winning the signed Smash Brothers League Team Liquid jerseys. He's going to go ahead and need to collect your address. They just got into Appleton this morning, so we'll be sending them to you. So we'll have some additional Team Liquid shirts here from the Blood Center, and I want to go ahead and get a picture, if I can, of 5 or 6 people within the t-shirt. So if I could maybe have a handful of models, that would be great. I will give you a Team Liquid t-shirt as long as you model it in front of that Gravity Gaming sign over there. So
I'll be back in a minute.
calling all models.
Welcome to Junkertown. Initiating launch.
All right, looks like we're going to get back into it on Junkertown. First time we've seen this map yet today. It's an interesting one. A lot of open areas, a lot of high ground that the defense can take, but also a lot of avenues for flanking on the offense, and we'll see what kind of comps they bring, try and deal with this. We'll see maybe, hopefully we can get a Widowmaker on either side. Looks like it's not going to happen. We do have a Hanzo on Merrill's side, though. We'll see what they're able to do with that, swapping them to Cree. Still fulfilling that sniper role, put a little bit more mobility. It will be the Bastion on attack again, though. Just hoping to get that Symmetra teleport maybe into an optimal position, try and pick off a member of the defense and get an early push on the payload. Junkertown is an payload exclusive only map, so the offense has to push this cart all the way to the end. They have checkpoints which give them more time, and the defense has to try and prevent that from happening. Looks like it'll be Merrill on defense and Baraboo on offense, and we'll see what they're able to do.
1.
Rushing out of the gate, getting that Lucio speed boost, going to immediately try and force the defense back. Barriers breaking on both sides. That Bastion has got to reposition, heal up a little bit. But right away, Merrill is getting the early advantage, picking off all of Baraboo's team. A little bit of return fire there, but not quite enough to stave off this first push. And it looks like it's going to be Merrill pretty much sweeping on the defense. McCree's going to have his Deadeye up relatively quickly. We'll see if he's able to do anything with that. Almost gets the Tracer with the stun. Too slippery though. I like the addition of the Tracer. Going to be kind of difficult to deal with the McCree, but if you can manage to catch him without his flashbang, then you can potentially take him out. And it's going to be Baraboo pushing the Sigma. Bastion just doing work, taking out members of Merrill. And they're going to get a bit of a push on there. They do have to get the cart all the way to this gate. And there's the stun. There's the counter that McCree brings towards the Tracer. If you get that stun, it's very much a guaranteed kill at this level.
I'll move that in, trying to get something going. Here, we just gave away those Team Liquid t-shirts. Congratulations. It should be good. As they're moving in, they're going to try to get that first payload here and move into the first objective. They're less than 3 meters away, and they're going to get it. And they got the first point. They got a little under 5 minutes to get so.
That's a lot of time for them to work with. Still a fight going on even after the point has been taken. Actually going to take out the Moira.
And they're moving this at the speed, at a pretty good speed here, and let's see, they're going to continue to do that. They got all 6 on the payload, and they're going to move that quickly. If you did not know, more people on the payload, you get to go faster.
Absolutely. We got that Bastion sitting on there, getting that damage boost from the Mercy. Bastion already pumps out an absurd amount of damage. With that damage boost, it'll absolutely shred the defenses of anyone trying to stand in their way. Merrill's going to see what they're able to do. They might not even contest this. They're going to have to funnel through this tiny choke point here with the Reaper. The sound barrier is going to keep him alive. Bastion's going to have to reposition, trying to run away from the dual-wielding shotgun man. Nice graviton though, just so much concentrated damage. Baraboo's going to be able to clean
Trying to
up.
get it going, but that did not work. They used them up, and Baraboo is within meters of it, and they are going to get it, and they got 5 minutes to move into this final payload. They got lots of time, and they are pushing hard.
Yeah, Baraboo has every advantage, and they seem to be taking it towards Merrill. Not a lot of defense being put up here. They do have Death Blossom available, but they found the Reaper's position. They're going to send multiple people to deal with him, and he's out of there. That is that flank shut down, and that should be even more progress for the cart for Baraboo.
Has a lot of progress in there, and it is really working out. They are shredding the defense of Merrill, and they are continuing to move slowly, but they are moving. Well, they're moving. There's only one person right now with the payload. Like that too. They're gonna go a little bit faster now.
Baraboo had so much control right there that they were actually taking the fight to the defense. Bastion just alone, untouched, uncontested on the cart, just chilling, while the rest of the Baraboo slugs it out. And they've at least pushed this cart around this corner here. We'll see if they're able to take it all the way. Just have to get to that center last point there. And the Bastion ult is up to boot. They're just shredding.
That is an absolute shredding right there. They're gonna move it in. They are within meters. They're about 3 feet away from getting it in. That's about a little bit. It's about a meter. It's about 3 feet. If you guys need a conversion there, but it's really close onto there. 3 feet, about a meter away. They are shredding the defense. That defense goes respawn real quick, and they got it. And Baraboo is going to get all 3 points here.
Yeah, incredible offense from them. And you really got to feel the pressure if you're Merrill. You just got absolutely rolled by the other team. You have the pressure on you to do the same to them, and it can't be easy.
Initiating match.
We'll see what they're able to do, if they're able to dig down and pull it off.
All they gotta do is stop the payload from reaching the circle, and Baraboo will be in the Division 2 finals.
Absolutely.
They've got all the momentum. Let's see how the hero composition has come out and see if an interesting play is going to be made. Maybe something that we don't usually see, maybe just to throw off the Baraboo defense.
Potentially, we'll see what they choose to do. I hope we see a very fast, aggressive initial fight from Merrill. I think you need that in order to establish the confidence to really push this payload all the way. I think they need a decisive victory earlier, or they're just going to get slowly bled out over the time period and just run out of time for it.
Let's see how that plays out for them. Any unusual picks?
We see a Genji, which could be kind of interesting. They tried it earlier, didn't seem to work out too well for them, but they seem to have confidence in it. That does counter the Bastion. We'll see if they're able to do anything with that. Again, though, you are relying on that possibly like the Earth Shatter or Zarya grab into the Dragon Blade, which can take a bit of time to charge those ultimates up. So eggs in the same basket type of strategy.
I absolutely agree there. Let's see how that will play out. We got 4 minutes to push. They're pushing the payload. This is April. Compared to hybrid, instead of having that A objective, that first objective that you gotta take before the payload spawns, the payload spawns right away, and you gotta move it to 3 different points to score those 3 points, which is the difference between hybrid and an escort here. You're in round number 3 for those who are not as much familiar with Overwatch, maybe some of our parents.
See if the Genji's able to do anything, but the Bastion's too smart, not going to fall for such an easy deflect. And Merrill again just got shredded on that initial push. That's not what they need. And the Genji even is going to get picked off by the Bastion. Just everything's falling apart here for Merrill.
It is falling apart. All right, and maybe they need to take a little bit of, hopefully that breather they had in between the rounds, maybe that worked out, and maybe they're making some in-game changes. They still got a lot of time to be able to.
They do. We do see a Widowmaker swap too, and I did see an immediate pick on the Mercy. It didn't translate into a one fight as Baraboo swept everyone else, but potentially we could see a good Widow play. We'll see if they're able to make those picks. Incredibly high skill cap hero to use, but it can be incredibly impactful if you can hit those shots on the supports.
It was incredibly impactful that they were able to make those and get that to work out for them. But right now, that Baraboo defense is absolutely stout. It is not moving. It's like a rock, a ginormous rock.
It looks like Merrill's just switching things up, trying out a bunch of different stuff. They got a Winston out here now as well as a Roadhog. Widow switched off for a Tracer, which makes more sense with the Winston Hog combo. We'll see if they're able to do anything. Death Blossom going to say no to that, though.
See how that works out. It's working out quite well for them, and Baraboo's got that defense. It's not really going anywhere. They're just picking off player after player from Merrill, and they're basically like the rock right there.
And this is
not
be
being
so
able to move them at all.
If you're Merrill, you just can't even leave your spawn. There's just so many ultimates available for Baraboo. How do you possibly break out of that? You just have to hope for some picks. Coalescence is being popped. They are getting the picks. This might be the turnaround that they need. Let's see if they can get this Reaper, make it a sweep. A lot of damage coming through. They are moving that payload finally. We'll see if it's too little too late or if they're able to mount a successful offense off the back of that push.
Well, right now, I think they still have some time, but they cannot have another mistake like they did earlier in the round. They need to have a good push and be able to hit that first objective. If they cannot hit it and have a terrible team fight within this next minute, then the match is definitely over.
But you do have a daunting arsenal of 4 ultimates with the Bastion one coming up as well to go against. Only a couple available on the side of Merrill, and they're getting funneled into this little choke point inside the building. Let's see if Hog's able to deal with it. Does hit the hook. Not enough damage coming through though. A lot of picks going through on Baraboo's side, and it looks like they should be able to wrap up this fight.
And Merrill's using up some of their ultimates like they really need to. They got 3, but they're not moving the payload. They got one last shot because the number of ultimates that they got at their disposal, but they got to use perfectly to be able to move that payload to the final spot, because if they can't do that, then it's going to be over.
And the Riptire is going to get shut down from the tank form Bastion. That's That's not what we want to see. Let's see if they can possibly contest this. They have 9 seconds left. They have to stay on this payload the entire time. Beautiful Earth Shatter Death Blossom coming out, and that's going to get every single member. Just the Diva left, popping out of the mech and popping out of existence. That will be Baraboo taking the mech.
And that will be it. Baraboo, they're still going. And now it is going to be it. Baraboo is going to the Division II State Finals.
And congrats to Baraboo. Well played on both teams. Excellent plays all around.
That was a stomp right there. They put the pedal to the metal from the start, and they just kept going. They kept their head in, and they steamrolled to the finals.
They did not let go of that accelerator for sure. Just unrelenting pressure. Never even had a chance on the Merrill side to even get anything done.